Hi, this is Robert, and here are your 10 exam questions. The exam questions will come from the Robert's 10 question videos. As the first ever presentation series, we will start with the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Question number 1. What are the missing words? We, the sovereign Filipino people, imploring the aid of Almighty God in order to build a blank and blank society. The choices are letter A, developed and progressive. Letter B, beautiful and handsome. Letter C, just and humane. Letter D, ordered and maintained. Letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter C, just and humane. The source is the preamble of our 1987 Constitution. The preamble, by the way, is the introductory part of the Constitution. It is derived from the Latin word preambulare, which means to walk before. It may not necessarily form part of the Constitution. However, majority of constitutions of other countries contain a preamble. Its objective is to set down the origin and purposes of the Constitution and served as an aid in its interpretation. I would like to display or read to you the preamble for your additional information. The preamble: We, the sovereign Filipino people, imploring the aid of Almighty God in order to build a just and humane society and establish a government that shall embody our ideals and aspirations, promote the common good, conserve and develop our patrimony, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the blessings of independence and democracy under the rule of law and the regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace, do ordain and promulgate this Constitution. Question number 2. What are the missing words? The national territory comprises the Philippine archipelago with all the islands and waters embraced therein, and all other territories over which the Philippines has blank or blank. The choices are letter A, ordered, maintained. Letter B, sovereignty, jurisdiction. Letter C, conquered, maintained. Letter D, burned, destroyed. Letter E, all of the above. Or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter B, sovereignty, jurisdiction. The source is Article 1, National Territory of our 1987 Constitution. In addition, the term archipelago is derived from the Greek word pelagos, meaning sea. It has been defined as a sea or part of a sea studded with islands, often synonymous with island groups, or as a large group of islands in an extensive body of water, such as sea. The national territory, reading to you, the national territory comprises the Philippine archipelago, with all the islands and waters embraced therein, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty or jurisdiction, consisting of its terrestrial, fluvial, and aerial domains, including its territorial sea, the seabed, the subsoil, the insular shelves, and other submarine areas. The waters around, between, and connecting the islands of the archipelago, regardless of their breadth and dimensions, form part of the internal waters of the Philippines. Question number 3. What is the missing word? The Philippines is a blank and republican state. Sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them. The choices are letter A, parliamentary, letter B, monarchy, letter C, democratic, letter D, federalism, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter C. The source is the Section 1, Article 2, Declaration of Principles and State Policies of our 1987 Constitution. In addition, according to Black's Law Dictionary, democracy is that form of government in which the sovereign power resides in and is exercised by the whole body of free citizens, directly or indirectly, through a system of representation, as distinguished from a monarchy, aristocracy, or oligarchy. Question number 4. What is the missing word? No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or blank without due process of law, nor any person shall be denied the equal protection of the laws. The choices are letter A, property, letter B, possession, letter C, things, letter D, gifts, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter A. And the source is the Article 3 Bill of Rights of our 1987 Constitution. Question number 5. What is the missing word? The following are citizens of the Philippines. Number 1, those who are citizens at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. Number 2, those whose fathers or blank are citizens of the Philippines. The choices are letter A, grandfathers, letter B, mothers, letter C, brothers, letter D, in-laws, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter B. The source is Article 4, Citizenship of our 1987 Constitution. Reading to you the citizenship provision of the 1987 Constitution. Section 1. The following are citizens of the Philippines. Number 1. Those who are citizens of the Philippines at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. Number 2. Those whose fathers or mothers are citizens of the Philippines. Number 3. Those born before January 17, 1973 of the Filipino mothers who elect Philippine citizenship upon reaching the age of majority. And number 4. Those who are naturalized in accordance with law. Question number 6. What is the missing word? Suffrage may be exercised by all citizens of the Philippines not otherwise disqualified by law, who are at least 18 years of age and who shall resided in the Philippines for at least blank year. The choices are letter A, 1, letter B, 2, letter C, 3, letter D, 4, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter A. The source is Article 5, Suffrage of our 1987 Constitution. The provision of suffrage in our 1987 Constitution, Section 1, suffrage may be exercised by all citizens of the Philippines not otherwise disqualified by law, who are at least 18 years of age and who shall have resided in the Philippines for at least 1 year and in the place wherein they propose to vote for at least 6 months, immediately preceding the election. No literacy, property, or other substantive requirement shall be imposed on the exercise of suffrage. Question number 7. What is the missing word? The legislative power shall be vested in the Congress of the Philippines, which shall consist of a blank and a House of Representatives, except to the extent reserved to the people by the provision on initiative and referendum. The choices are letter A, Parliament, letter B, Federal, letter C, Senate, letter D, Upper House, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter C, Senate. The source is Article 6, the Legislative Department of our 1987 Constitution. Question number 8. What is the missing word? The executive power shall be vested in the blank of the Philippines. The choices are letter A, Senator, letter B, Chief Justice, letter C, Congressman, letter D, President, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter D, President. The source is Article 7, Executive Department of our 1987 Constitution. Question number 9. What is the missing word? The judicial power shall be vested in one Supreme Court and such blank as may be established. The options are A. Lower courts, letter B. Regional trial courts, letter C. Municipal trial courts, letter D. Municipal trial courts in cities, letter E. All of the above, or letter F. None of the above. The answer is letter A. Lower courts. The source is Article 8, Judicial Department of our 1987 Constitution. Question number 10. What is the missing word? The constitutional commissions which shall be independent are the Civil Service Commission, the Commission on Elections, and the blank. The choices are letter A, Commission on Human Rights, letter B, Commission on Audit, letter C, Philippine Sports Commission, letter D, Supreme Court and Bank, letter E, all of the above, or letter F, none of the above. The answer is letter B, Commission on Audit. The source is Article 9, A, Common Provisions on the Constitutional Commissions of our 1987 Constitution. And that ends our first presentation for our 1987 Philippine Constitution series. Keep reading and keep learning. Thank you and be safe.